when she starts talking about the administrative state, the deep state, about how she wanted to take back control and cut taxes and restore democracy in Britain when she became Prime Minister, she's got an open goal to shoot at CPAC.
This time we always cross the Atlantic to find out what's going on in Washington with Alistair Dawber, the Washington correspondent of the Sunday Times. Alistair, are you in Washington?
Good morning, Matt. Yes, I am.
Hey! Very good. Now, who else is in Washington, Alistair?
Well, I spent yesterday evening with Liz Truss, who is speaking at a Conservative conference that's held every year in Washington. She helped to kick the conference off last night with being part of a panel discussion talking about how Britain and America differ and how they're similar, and how some of the things that American politicians complain about might have thwarted her premiership a couple of years ago.
Yeah, including, we could have a little listen to this. This is Liz Truss once again talking about how she was brought down.
Power that used to be in the hands of politicians has been moved to quangos and bureaucrats and lawyers. So, for example, on illegal immigration...
Liz, I have to just... What is a quango?
A quango is a quasi-non-governmental organisation.
Oh, wow, that's a really good one. We just call them three-letter words.
In Britain, in America, you call it the administrative state or the deep state. But we have more than 500 of these quangos in Britain, and they run everything. So we've got the Environment Agency, we've got the Office of Budget Responsibility, we've got the Bank of England, we've got the Judicial Appointments Commission.
There's just something very funny about someone going to Washington and talking about the environment. I mean, I think the Environment Agency is a quango, a quasi-autonomous, non-governmental organisation. I'm not sure the Bank of England is a quango, isn't it? Isn't that just like the Fed in America?
I'm pretty sure the Bank of England isn't a quango. But it's interesting. These were all organisations. The Environment Agency, she was in charge of when she was Environment Secretary. Yeah. She was at the Treasury as Chief Secretary for the Office of Budget Responsibility at the Bank of England. She was Lord Chancellor for a period of time as well, so was in charge of the Judicial Appointments Committee. All these are clearly organisations that at some point in the past have riled her, not necessarily just as Prime Minister.
How does she go down? Because, I mean, let's be honest. There's some amusement in some quarters in the UK that Liz Truss is on a sort of world tour of why she was actually right. Is she taken seriously in the US, or are they slightly bemused about some woman who was Prime Minister for 5 minutes going around giving lectures?
Well, it depends who you speak to. She was speaking last night at CPAC, which is an annual Conservative conference, which used to be very much sort of a mainstream Conservative meeting. Now it's been somewhat hijacked by the Trump-supporting Republican Party. I mean, a lot of the people she shared a panel with last night don't accept that Joe Biden legitimately won the election in 2020. So when she starts talking about the administrative state, the deep state, about how she wanted to take back control and cut taxes and restore democracy in Britain when she became Prime Minister, she's got an open goal to shoot at CPAC. I think to extend that a bit wider, she would come across perhaps more resistance. I mean, for example, I think she's here for CPAC this week. I don't think she's meeting members of the Biden administration. I don't think she's got a White House session lined up. So I think it depends who she's speaking to. Certainly at CPAC, she's got an audience, and later on today, she's going to address the main conference as well. She's got a big sort of set-piece speech around sort of early evening your time.
Is she meeting Trump?
I doubt it. I don't know for sure. I doubt it. I mean, Trump is going to be speaking in Washington on Saturday, but that will be 2 days after Liz Truss has spoken. So I don't know, but I'd be surprised.
Yeah, interesting. Let's talk about some other news then in coming out of Washington. The FBI informant.
Yeah, this is a story that will cause sort of some consternation in Trump world, actually. This is a guy who was an FBI informant, a guy called Alexander Smirnov, who's a US-Israeli citizen. He has been telling the FBI for a while now that Joe Biden and members of his family, including his son Hunter, were the recipients of bribes from a Ukrainian energy company. He appeared in court in Las Vegas earlier in the week, accused of lying to the FBI. This was a totally made up allegation. He's been in touch with members of the Russian government. He was meant to meet handlers from Russia. The FBI said in the court case the other day, and it undermines an investigation that House Republicans are conducting into Joe Biden, which hopefully they will, which they hope, will lead to his impeachment. But it appears that this entire story about the Biden family taking bribes from Ukrainian businessmen and shady European energy firms is a complete figment of some Russian spy's imagination.
So more trouble for Joe Biden. I should, because I mentioned this story. You and I have talked many times before about Commander, Joe Biden's dog. I think all that's come out now is a detailed list of the number of times. 24 times in less than a year, Joe Biden's dog seemed to bite secret agents around the White House. But he's long gone anyway, isn't he? Commander, he's not been at the White House for ages.
That's right. He was a rescue dog that the Bidens took on just before they came into the White House, but as many presidents do. Apart from Trump, Trump was the first president for a long time not to have a dog in the White House. Commander was a bit of a wrong one, and as you say, he's got a litany of people he's bitten, and the latest figures suggest it's 24. Not just Secret Service agents, but also members of staff and people that work in the White House. And like you say, he's long gone. I think he's been put up to a member of the Biden family somewhere far away.
These documents also reveal one agent required 6 stitches to his hands and was given items for future safety purposes, which included pepper spray, a muzzle, and dog treats. You've got it all covered there. So what you do, get the dog treats with one hand and then spray it with pepper spray with the other. That'll definitely calm it right down. We should talk as well about the South Carolina primary.
Yes.
It's happening, Saturday this week. Is this
Saturday, yeah.
Nikki Haley's still ploughing on? Is there any point that she gives up?
Well, it's the South Carolina primary on Saturday, and then on March the 5th, it's Super Tuesday, where 16 states and other territories vote. She said she suggested that she'll hang in there until March the 5th. South Carolina's her home state. She was governor there for 7 years, and she's about 35 points behind in the polls. If she can't win there, she can't win anywhere. And there is a sense now of inevitability about this, that, in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, she will fall on her sword and Trump will be the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party. It doesn't feel as though her campaign's got much longer to go.
Well, we'll see how that pans out the weekend. Really good to speak to you, Alistair. Do say hello to Liz if you see her.
I'll try.
Alistair Dawber there, Washington correspondent of the Times and the Sunday Times reporter.